Chinese companies in Africa have been targeted once again, and this incident seems to convey a different kind of message. Recently, it was reported that a copper mine warehouse owned by a Chinese company in the Democratic Republic of Congo was looted by local mobs, resulting in a loss of at least $100,000. The Democratic Republic of Congo is known as a country sitting on a mineral wealth due to its vast mineral resources. Some argue that without Congo, many technological developments would be nearly impossible, as the country produces some of the most critical minerals used in various industries. A simple set of numbers highlights the issue. Each mobile phone contains about 6.5 grams of cobalt, each computer contains about 3 pounds of cobalt, and each electric vehicle battery holds approximately 30 pounds of cobalt. As more machinery, such as kitchen mixers, adopts battery power, nearly all the devices around us will depend on cobalt and other minerals, most of which are sourced from the Democratic Republic of Congo. The DRC produces about 71% of the world's cobalt supply and holds half of the known global cobalt reserves. Many experts believe Congo may have the largest lithium reserves in the world. It is estimated that the Monono mine alone contains 6.6 million tons of lithium. On top of that, the energy transition consultancy and data company Wood Mackenzie estimates that by 2027, Congo will surpass Peru to become the second largest copper producer. Copper is a key component in the production of batteries, electric vehicle charging ports, and wind turbines. Due to historical colonial issues, ethnic tensions, and the competition over its mineral resources from neighboring countries like Rwanda and Uganda, the country has been in a state of ongoing conflict. Currently, the violence is concentrated in the eastern region, especially in North Kivu, South Kivu, in Ituri provinces. Since the beginning of this year, the M23 rebel group, supported by Rwanda, has occupied key towns such as Goma, further escalating the situation. To control the global mineral supply chain, the Chinese government has long been active in Africa. Chinese companies have made significant investments in the DRC's mining sector, particularly in cobalt and copper, which are essential for the global electric vehicle battery supply chain. The rich resources and potential profits in the DRC have attracted not only large state-owned enterprises from China, but also many small and medium-sized private businesses. However, the unstable security situation poses a significant risk to investors, with unscrupulous intermediaries profiteering from the situation. Some Chinese investors, unaware of the risks, have lost their lives. Recently, a person in the DRC shared that their TikTok account had been banned for 8 days. They mentioned that the situation in Congo is currently very tense and warned others not to trust so-called inspection groups asking for large sums of money to bring people to visit. They pointed out that these individuals who claim to be successful are profiting from convincing others to invest. Some commenters pointed out that the business environment in China is currently extremely difficult, and people are desperately trying to make money. Others noted that the reputation of Chinese people in Africa has been negatively affected by the Chinese government's Belt and Road Initiative. State-owned and central enterprises are being seized, and small businesses and individuals are left even more vulnerable. On July 3, 2024, an armed militia attacked a gold mine in Ituri province, resulting in at least 4 Chinese nationals losing their lives. On September 1, 2023, a convoy transporting gold from a Chinese mining company was attacked in South Kivu province, resulting in 4 people losing their lives, including 2 Chinese citizens and another Chinese miner being injured. In August 2023, a more widely reported incident occurred when a Chinese government-backed article from NetEase claimed that the Democratic Republic of Congo has betrayed China. It forcibly seized a 640,000-ton copper mine of the Chinese company Pengxing and deployed military and police to guard against Chinese employees. The article analyzed that the Democratic Republic of Congo's decision to forcibly seize the 640,000-ton copper mine from the Chinese company is not only driven by greed, but also linked to a policy in China. China decided to impose export restrictions on 2 minerals, gallium and germanium. While these minerals were not fully banned from export, the restrictions created a supply shortage for other countries. After learning that China was unwilling to export gallium and germanium to other countries, the Democratic Republic of Congo began promoting itself, claiming that it also possesses these two minerals. The author argues that the Democratic Republic of Congo does not have the capability to independently mine and process these two metals. However, to assess its power, the country started seizing copper mines from the Chinese companies. The article highlights an interesting point. China's export restrictions on gallium and germanium were a retaliatory measure against the U.S. chip ban. By controlling the supply chain of rare earth minerals and copper, China aimed to dominate trade disputes with the U.S. and Europe. This has been part of the Chinese government's long-term strategy to expand its influence in Africa and globally. The final outcome, however, was unexpected. China failed to sanction the U.S., yet its copper mines were seized by others. The copper mines, obtained through long and difficult efforts, were turned into a gift to the U.S. by its African counterparts. While these details were carefully avoided in the NetEase article, they still reflect the diplomatic consequences, bringing to mind the Chinese foreign ministry's frequently used phrase, lifting a rock only to drop it on one's own foot. The article expresses frustration, noting that the Democratic Republic of Congo was clearly prepared for this move, as it used not ordinary citizens, but local military forces to seize the copper mine. The author points out that when Chinese companies saw their hard-earned copper mines taken by others, the employees' attempts to resist were met with violence. The process was described as brutal, with the Chinese workers unable to prevent the mines from being completely taken. The article concludes with a sense of discontent, stating that countries like the Democratic Republic of Congo, known for their betrayal, will no longer attract investment or cooperation in the future. However, more than a year later, there have been reports of more Chinese mining companies in the Democratic Republic of Congo being targeted. It appears that these companies have not left after the 640,000-ton copper mine was seized, but are continuing to expand their mining operations. Chinese mining companies in Africa are often criticized for their high-intensity extraction methods, which lack fair benefits for local communities. For example, substantial profits flow overseas, but local residents struggle to find jobs or see improvements in infrastructure, leading to widening income inequality and growing social dissatisfaction. Moreover, environmental pollution from mining activities is a serious issue. Wastewater discharge damages river ecosystems, and land degradation affects agricultural livelihoods. These disasters not only harm local ecosystems, but also pose health risks, as contaminated water sources lead to increased cases of severe diseases. In addition to these factors, the dissatisfaction of African countries like the DRC with Chinese companies stems from a deep distrust of the Chinese government. In the case of the 640,000-ton copper mine seized from Penxing, the Chinese government's response to its citizens was simply a strong condemnation. However, the details of whom was condemned and how were not revealed, nor was there any indication of an official protest through international arbitration channels. This raises questions about the underlying reasons, suggesting that the situation may not be simple. It's possible that the Chinese government has compromising information in the hands of others, which could explain why the DRC has used its military to seize copper mines on behalf of another nation. Chinese media have acknowledged that the DRC's actions are aimed at pleasing the United States, the main country affected by China's rare earth export retaliation. This suggests that Congo, often referred to by China as an African brother, has already been seeking to distance itself from China and align itself with the U.S. This shift has become more apparent since Donald Trump's return to the White House. On March 21st, a NetEase article noted that the president of the Democratic Republic of Congo sent a letter to President Donald Trump stating, "Your election marks the beginning of America's golden age. Our cooperation will provide strategic advantages to the United States, ensuring that the U.S. secures critical minerals like cobalt, lithium, copper, and tantalum from the Democratic Republic of Congo." The article further emphasized that the Democratic Republic of Congo holds mineral resources worth $24 trillion, including gold, copper, and cobalt. According to the Wall Street Journal on February 8th, President Felix Tshisekedi of the Democratic Republic of Congo wrote to President Trump offering mining rights to cobalt, lithium, copper, and tantalum in exchange for a formal security agreement to help him defeat the M23 rebel group. M23 is a rebel group supported by Rwanda, which has recently defeated the armed forces of the DRC, private mercenaries, and even United Nations troops, taking control of several key towns in the mineral-rich eastern region of the country. The report states that the conflict is a continuation of the fallout from the 1994 Rwandan genocide, during which Hutu extremists slaughtered hundreds of thousands of Tutsi people. The Tutsi-led army under President Paul Kagame successfully countered the Hutu forces, forcing many Hutu extremists to flee across the border into the Democratic Republic of Congo. Rwanda denies providing military support to the Tutsi-led M23 rebels, but a UN expert panel reported in December that Kagame sent 4,000 Rwandan soldiers to support M23. Both neighboring Rwanda and Uganda are interested in the mineral resources of the DRC. The UN has reported that Rwanda received 150 tons of coltan smuggled from an M23-controlled mine. These minerals generate around $800,000 in monthly revenue for the M23 group. Tantalum extracted from coltan, along with other minerals like cobalt, are critical elements for smartphones and laptops and are essential to major U.S. companies like Apple, HP, and Intel. Lithium, which is a key raw material for electric vehicle batteries, has been referred to as a new oil by Elon Musk. Congo President Tshisekedi stated that cooperation with the U.S. would boost America's global competitiveness in aerospace, automotive, data centers, and artificial intelligence sectors. It's important to note that Tshisekedi's message comes at a critical time when the U.S., China, and Russia are in a fierce competition for mineral resources. This is one of the priorities for President Trump, who is keen to ensure the security of mineral resources. Many view Tshisekedi's statement not only as a consideration for his own political survival, but also as a political move influenced by external factors and his choice of alignment. For President Trump, Tshisekedi's statement provides a rare and significant form of support. Furthermore, Russia has also expressed support for the U.S. regarding rare earth and metal resources. On March 18th, the CEO of the Russian Direct Investment Fund stated, "We hope to attract American companies to participate in these projects, as they are interested, but Russia itself must also be interested in participating." In February, the CEO, as part of a Russian delegation, participated in talks with U.S. officials in Saudi Arabia, where economic issues were a major focus. He told the media, "Russia's reserves of rare earth metals are several times greater than Ukraine's. We are focusing on several Russian mineral deposits." President Vladimir Putin also stated last month that Russia has more rare earth metal resources than Ukraine and is willing to collaborate with the U.S. on their development. According to data from U.S. Geological Survey, Russia holds the fifth largest rare earth metal reserves globally, with China, Brazil, India, and Australia ahead. USGS estimates Russia's rare earth reserves at about 3.8 million tons. However, Russia's own estimates of its rare earth reserves are even higher. According to the country's Ministry of Natural Resources, as of January 1, 2023, Russia holds 15 types of rare earth metals, with total reserves of 28.7 million tons, of which 3.8 million tons are in the development or exploitable stage. Faced with this unexpected support from a non-traditional ally, President Trump appears unfazed and increasingly defines the Chinese government as an enemy. On March 20th, Trump revealed, "We're doing very well with regard to Ukraine and Russia, and one of the things we are doing is signing a deal very shortly with respect to rare earths with Ukraine." On the same day, Trump announced that he signed an executive order to increase the production of critical minerals in the U.S. He stated, "Just now, I also signed an executive order to dramatically increase the production of critical minerals and rare earths. It's a big thing in this country. As you know, we are also signing agreements in various locations to unlock rare earths, minerals, and lots of other things all over the world." The executive order includes projects such as uranium, copper, potassium, and gold, as well as other elements, compounds, and raw materials identified by the National Energy Dominance Council. The order encourages fast-tracking approvals for mining and processing projects and provides financing, loans, and other support to U.S. operators working with critical minerals and rare earth elements. The White House noted, "Our national and economic security are now acutely threatened by our reliance upon hostile foreign powers' mineral production." The presidential order invokes the 1950s Defense Production Act, which provides funding, loans, and other investment support to mobilize U.S. businesses to increase the production of critical minerals like gold, uranium, and rare earths, which are widely used in batteries, semiconductors, and defense and aerospace technologies. The order states that the U.S. was once the largest mineral producer globally, and due to federal overregulation and international competition, domestic production has sharply declined, leaving the U.S. reliant on hostile foreign powers for mineral resources, threatening both national security and economic security. The U.S. currently depends on imports for at least 15 critical minerals, with 70% of its rare earth supply coming from China. China is the largest producer or processor of most critical minerals globally, controlling about 85% of the world's rare earth supply. Trump has hinted at this directive during a speech in Congress, and it is part of a broader strategy to reduce the U.S.'s dependency on China for critical minerals. As Trump works to reduce U.S. reliance on China for critical minerals, China's dominance in the global rare earth market has begun to decline. On March 20th, the Hong Kong-based South China Morning Post reported that researchers from the Chinese Academy of Sciences predict China's dominance in the global rare earth supply may soon come to an end. According to their models, by 2040, this dominance may drop to 23%, and China could completely lose its former leadership. Mineral development in Africa, South America, and Australia is expected to reshape the entire industry. As one of Africa's most important mineral resource countries, the Democratic Republic of Congo holds significant importance in the global economy. President Tshisekedi's clear stance at this crucial moment in the ongoing U.S.-China competition is noteworthy. This is because China's influence continues to play a dominant role in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Tshisekedi's actions over the past year, including the confiscation of a 640,000-ton copper mine from a Chinese company and his limited response to the looting of Chinese company warehouses, along with his signal to President Trump, suggests a carefully considered and irreversible decision. The example set by the Democratic Republic of Congo could have a ripple effect across other African countries. If Congo, a key country, shifts its alignment, China's long-term investments in Africa could face significant challenges. The pessimistic forecasts from the Chinese Academy of Sciences may be influenced by these recent developments. With the decline of China's dominance in rare earths, Xi Jinping's position in dealing with President Trump may be weakening further.